Welcome back, everyone. In this video, we're going to start creating a new social app application, which is going to be using Next.js, TypeScript, Tailwind CSS, Supabase for our database, and the OpenAI Moderation API. Here I have a simple diagram just to illustrate what we're going to be building. Here we have our Next.js application when the user can go and create posts, update posts, delete posts, and do all the basic CRUD operations. So when the user creates a new post, the post is going to be sent to the OpenAI Moderation API. This is going to analyze the text that we send for the post, and it's going to give us a response back, and it's going to tell us basically if is an appropriate or inappropriate text. So basically if it's good or not good, just to make it more simple here. Then based on the results, we're going to see if it looks good, we're going to go ahead and save the post to our database. We're going to make that request to try to save it into our Supabase database, and then we're going to get the results back and say, okay, the post was saved. So this is the basic functionality. In every step, there's a lot of configuration and steps we got to do, but we're going to do it little by little. So if you never used Supabase before, don't worry, we're going to set everything up, and we're going to go over the basic CRUD operations, and I'm going to leave a lot of room for improvement in this application, so you can make it yours and you can take it anywhere you want. So if you want, so for example, if you want to expand more on the moderation API and do other things, or maybe if you want to learn more about Supabase, so I'm going to leave a lot of room so you can make this app yours and improve it. So basically all we need to do to get started in this video, we're just going to set up the Next.js application. So here's the documentation. We're going to just create the app in this video and basically just set up the beginning of the app. So if you kind of new to Next.js, we're going to be using the app router, which is the newest one. If you're not used to the app router, don't worry, I'll explain kind of quickly everything, but then I will point you to the documentation just so you can learn more and read through the documentation. So in order to get started, the only requirements is that you have Node.js 18.17 or higher, and then we should be good to copy the command here in order to create the new application. So make sure you cd into the folder where you want to create your new application. And then we're going to paste the command. Whoops, that's not the command. We're just going to type it, npx create -next -app at latest. And we're going to hit enter there. As soon as you hit enter, it's going to ask you a few questions. You can actually see those questions down here. And those questions are going to pretty much configure your application the way you want it to. So in here, how we're going to name the app, let's just call it social-app-moderation. And we're going to hit enter. It's going to ask you if you want to use TypeScript. I'm going to say yes. So TypeScript is pretty much a standard nowadays, so it's better for you to start getting used to writing some TypeScript. So I'm going to say yes there. ESLint, we're going to say yes. Tailwinds, yes, we're also going to use Tailwind. So in the next question here, it's going to ask you, would you like to use in the source directory? So this is optional. You can say yes or no. I'm going to use no just because it doesn't really matter. We can just skip that one. But if you prefer the source folder, you can go ahead and say yes. That is really going to change. It's just going to be nested inside all your files is going to be nested inside of the src folder. And app router, we're going to say yes. And it's going to ask you, do you want to customize the alias. We're going to say no. And this is going to take a couple of minutes, maybe less, and then everything will be set up for you. I'm going to pause the recording here and I'm going to continue when this is done. So you can go ahead and pause the video too. All right, so everything is done here. Now we can cd into our new application folder. So let's type cd social, hit tab, and hit enter. Now that we are inside of our folder, we can open the application using VS Code. So if you can do code space dot to open it with VS Code, if that doesn't work for you, just open a new VS Code window and open your new project. Let me bring this over because I opened in my other monitor. Close this up. Here is our application. So in here, we can see we have a top level app folder, our node modules, public folder, and then we have all these basically configuration files. So in the setup that we selected here, we are going to see that we have some different structures on depending on which one you decided to go for. So if you have a SRC folder, things are going to be nested inside of the SRC. So basically here we're done. We can go over to the project structure here. So you can read about the project structure here, but basically if you didn't select it in the SRC folder, everything will be nested inside of the app folder. If you did select that SRC folder, you're going to have an SRC folder, and then you will find your app folder in there. So we're going to be working from the app folder. That's where all the code we're going to write is going to be located. So in here, there's a list of all the top level folders, all the top level files, and what they are, what they use for. So you can get, you can read everything here if you need to. We're going to see some top level files that we're going to use, like the layout, the page, loading, not found, all of those. We're going to use it little by little. So basically, all we need to do now, let's head back to the folder here, to VS Code, and let's open the app folder. The app folder, the file that says page.tsx, this is our main page. So we can open a terminal in here in VS Code. If you prefer using this one, you can open it here as well. And we're going to run our server in here. So we're going to do npm run dev. And this is the script for development here that we're going to run. We can go back to the page.tsx here. And now we can put our, let's see, we put this in here, this right. So we can see our app on the right hand side. So we're going to go to localhost 3000 here. And this is going to open application. Just give it a few seconds. This is compiling, and now we can see everything in here. All right, so here we can hide the terminal, and we're going to clean everything up from inside of the app component. So everything you see here, we're going to basically delete it from the page.tsx. I'm going to highlight everything here. Just going to leave the main tag in there. And then I'm going to just have a h1 that is going to say on page. Save it. And that's everything we got here. We can get rid of this import for now. We're not going to use the image. This is everything we got left in here. And one thing I want to do, let's go over to the globals.css. This is your global CSS file. And I want to remove everything but the Tailwind's directives here. So we're going to select everything up to here and delete it. So now our page looks plain, but this is still center. So if we go here, we could delete everything here for now. So that way we remove all the CSS that we didn't write, and we'll come back to the CSS in a second. Basically, this is our homepage, and this is the CSS global file. We also have a root layout, which we're going to be using in a second as well. And then this is your favicon icon, which you can replace with your own one later on if you decide to do that. So let's head over back to the page in here. And well, actually for the page, let's go to the globals.css, and I want to add something to, let's see, to the body of the page. So let's just do on the body. Let's use the add apply from Tailwind, so we can use some of the built-in Tailwind classes. So let's do a background dash white, and then we're gonna use the text dash gray dash 700 for the color. And right now, let's see, it's giving me a error. Follow the CSS line 6. Give me, let's see, and let's see, maybe is this a typo here? Maybe that's why this is crashing. Yeah, that's fine. So the color was wrong. Let's add the container class as well. Let's do the margin on the x-axis to auto, and on the dark mode we want to set the background color to gray dash 900, and in dark mode we want to also select the text dash gray dash 300. And basically I use these colors as my starting base for some more apps, but you can select the colors that you want later on, or if you know, you can just do it now. And then we're gonna set the max width to 2XL in here. Cool. So here now the body has the background color that we want, and if we open it up, we have some max width on the body. So that's fine for now. I think this is going to be everything for now, and then we're going to start creating our navigation in the next video. So for now, we're going to stop here and continue on the next video. See you there.